Hello, everybody. It is my distinct honor and pleasure to deliver this keynote for you today. My name is Desiree Wood. I am a former truck driver and the founder of Real Women in Trucking, an advocacy organization started by working women truck drivers. We have formed to address sexual assault and harassment in the commercial motor vehicle industry. The word real has nothing to do with gender and everything to do with authenticity. It's something that's sorely lacking in the trucking industry. I want to start today with a quote from BC Forbes that goes, "There's more credit and satisfaction in being a first-rate truck driver than a 10th-rate executive." And it's so true. I grew up in Southern California, rarely seeing trucks, except on the freeways or when we drove up north. I never really thought much about the industry until I became a truck driver myself in 2007. As a responsible person who values safety, I was shocked at the unsafe training and the poor treatment of the drivers, the endless regulations that are in conflict with their well-being, and the volume of hours that they work without compensation. As a descendant of migrant field workers, I was struck by the lack of authentic advocates for the truck drivers. There was no Cesar Chavez or Dolores Huerta, just a lot of opportunists looking to nickel and dime the drivers. Trucking gives one a sense of purpose, but it's a grueling and isolating job. Simple comforts like a shower or clean laundry become rare luxuries. It's one of the most dangerous jobs to have, and it requires resilience so that you are not consumed by the loneliness of the road. It's essential. Trucks keep the economy moving. A highway full of them on the interstate signals a prosperous economy, and an empty interstate signals a decline in consumer spending. Everything we rely on, food, clothing, medicine, arrives by truck. Yet drivers receive little appreciation, unlike farmers and first responders. Once a respected middle-class career, being a professional commercial motor vehicle operator has been stripped of its dignity and of a living wage. Job quality today in the trucking industry has plummeted, making it an unsustainable profession rife with employer-driven debt bondage, shady training, repayment agreements, wage skimming, predatory lease purchase programs that trap drivers in living and working conditions that have been called sweatshops on wheels. Meanwhile, companies use coercion, carrier abandonment, wage theft, and blacklisting to enforce unsafe practices. Training requires weeks of unsupervised cohabitation with strangers. It forces low-wage student drivers into dangerous team driving and something that experienced drivers won't do. It's an environment plagued by sexual assaults, violence, and even murder. Yet the industry resists reform. While barriers to entry are low in starter fleets where the pay barely covers the costs associated with living on the road, advancing into an experience level fleet is far more difficult due to widespread hiring discrimination. Misclassification is rampant in trucking, stripping drivers of benefits while forcing them to cover operating costs.